this clip with crappy lighting and crappy just videography in general, absolutely. Welcome to week 2 of 30 and 30. I'm exhausted. It's Monday. I'm about to go to bed. But before I went to bed, because I'm returning to the library tomorrow, I wanted to let you know that I finished 2 volumes. And I was going to start a 3rd volume, but I have some other things that I need to finish. And I'm not going to finish anything, I think, for the rest of the night. I was like, I wanted to read, like, there's like 2 children's books I wanted to read, but not going to happen. I did finish volume 3 of One Piece. I am loving this series. I am loving this series so much, and I did not expect it to love it as much as I do, but I'm loving it. Okay, so this is the very end of them dealing with Buggy. So Buggy kind of works his way, get more comfortable because my arm. So Buggy kind of like works his way out of the series. Well, I don't know if he works his way out of the series, but he kind of works his way out of the story in this one, where we have this kind of like ultimate battle. So then when they leave Buggy, they end up going to kind of like, it feels like an interlude at this other island where they're discovering a new character who potentially could have been a part of the crew. I was low-key hoping that he'd be a part of the crew, and he's not a part of the crew. And then they end up at another small town, because essentially what they're doing is they're looking for a bigger boat, because the boat that they have, it's 2 boats between the 3 of them. And I'm talking about Monkey, Nami, and Roanoa. It's 2 boats between the 3 of them. And so they're looking for another boat that's large and sturdy, and they come across this other town where they're introduced to another character who is essentially like the boy who cried wolf. And he thinks it's funny to tease the townspeople that there's pirates coming, and he makes them panic all the time, and they go into complete chaos, and they're kind of just sick of him. But he has a much deeper and more complex story, and a kind of heart than what people give him credit for. Of course, there is the introduction of another pirate crew that they accidentally run into because of the new character that we're introduced to in this one. This is really good. This series is a lot better than I anticipated. I can see why it's beloved. There's so much intensive character and world development in this series that, I mean, it's brilliant storytelling. I am loving it. Okay, so this is another 5-star volume for me. I don't care. They're probably all going to be 5 stars. I don't care. I don't care. Next, I ended up reading Entangled With You, The Garden of 100 Grasses. So this is a BL manga. Pluses is that I thought it was sweet, charming, and endearing. Minuses, this is a short story, or this is an anthology made up of short stories, which I did not know going into it, because the way that this reads is that it is about this guy named Marcel whose sister ends up getting sick, and so he kind of makes an agreement with this guy right here, that he will pretty much give up his life 10 years from the date at which his sister is healed, that he would come back and basically sacrifice himself as repayment. And of course, he comes to find out that the guy is the guy with the horns. I can't remember his name right now. It's Giselle or Gazelle, Gisel. He is not as mean as he anticipated, or he's not as, I don't want to say evil, but he thought that he was going to be like this monstrous guy, and he's really not. Very Beauty and the Beast vibes. And literally, while I was reading this, what's the song that's in Beauty and the Beast? There must be something there that wasn't there before. Like, literally. The song was playing the entire time I was reading the story. The unfortunate thing is that this is not primarily focused on the two of them. It's short stories mixed in with their story. And so it's very jarring and feels very displaced. Even though the stories are charming, I really just wanted to focus on these two because they were absolutely, totally romantic and amazing. And I love them together. But it wasn't that. And so this was kind of disappointing. I'm going to give it 3 stars because I was like, dang, I really wanted this to focus on the two of them. And while a good portion of it does, the last third of it does not. And so I actually had to go to the front of it because I was like, wait, what's going on? And then I went and I looked at a couple of reviews and people were like, yeah, I didn't expect this to be an anthology. And so it's not long enough to be an anthology, in my opinion. So 3 stars, so not the best. Yeah, like I said, I was gonna start another volume. Honestly, I was gonna start One Piece Volume 4. Not gonna even lie about that. But it is time for me to go to sleep. I do have to get up and go to work in the morning. I did have today off because of the Easter holiday, excuse me. But I'm getting tired and I need to get some rest. I think I'm planning on getting up at 6 in the morning. So when I get up, I may go ahead and start volume 4 of One Piece and then finish volume 4 of One Piece tomorrow. I'm not gonna hold myself to this thing where I'm like, because I was thinking about it when I went to go take a shower. I was like, ooh, what if I made this commitment to read a volume of One Piece every single day? I'm not gonna do that to myself. I won't do that to myself. I'm not gonna do that to myself. I'm not gonna. Granted, I would be caught up with everything that I need to be caught up with in terms of One Piece for finishing the entire series or being current with the series by the end of the year, but I'm not going to do that to myself. I'm not going to make that commitment. But the pace at which I'm reading One Piece right now, I'm eating it up. So I'm currently at 11 volumes for 30 and 30, which is good. Almost halfway there. And I will check in with y'all. Sorry, tired. I will check in with y'all later. Hey y'all, so I'm here doing updates as updates go. So let's talk about what I've read since I did my last update. I think the only things that I had ended up talking about when I did my last update, as I scroll through to look at Goodreads, I'm so tired. Oh my goodness. Excuse me. Sorry. I think I talked about volume 3. I did. I talked about volume 3 of One Piece and Entangled With You, The Garden of 100 Grasses. So since then, I have read Your Lie in April Volume 1, Your Lie in April Volume 2, and then also One Piece Volume 4. So I believe I'm at 12 volumes. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, 13, 14. I'm at 14 volumes, which is great. Which puts me ahead. I'm going to be doing more reading in a second, but I just wanted to give an update. So Your Lie in April is one that I actually have read before. It's a reread for me. I read Your Lie in April back, I believe, in like 2021. I think was the last time I read Your Lie in April, and I read 6 volumes of it. I started watching the anime and I was like, dang, I really want to revisit and reread Your Lie in April. So that's what I've been doing. It focuses on a young guy who basically was a child prodigy in playing the piano, and his mother was very, very strict, very, very harsh with him, and it wasn't something that he particularly enjoyed, and his mother ends up passing away, and he stops playing the piano completely until he meets this other character who is a violinist, and she has a passion and love for playing the violin that he did not know could exist for any instrument. And so she's awakening this passion inside of him, and it's a sad series. It's already indicated by volume 2 that this may be a potentially heart-wrenching, gut-wrenching series. So I was definitely prepared for that. I gave both volume 1 and volume 2 5 stars. That's without a doubt. 5 stars, hands down. I also, what did I rate volume 4 of One Piece? I think I gave that 5 stars too, y'all. One Piece has just been an epic journey already. I'm really, really loving it. It's been really, really enjoyable. It hasn't missed a beat yet. I've been enjoying everything, all the characters. Volume 4 literally follows our characters, which is Luffy. Is it Luffy or Luffy, y'all? I can't remember how, I don't know how to say his name. Is it Luffy or Luffy? We follow him, Zolo, and then Nami are all in this other town with the guy that I had brought up before, Usopp. And we are now at the point, I don't want to spoil too much of it, but we're at the point where they're entering this long entire battle. Like, volume 4 is explicitly a just long extended battle, and I did not mind that. I did not mind it. I love the fight scenes. They are brilliantly drawn. They're fascinating. I'm loving it. It's kind of hard to talk about the series in this vlog because I don't want to spoil it, but I do plan on doing a review of the first story arc because I have a feeling that I may finish the first story arc before the end of the month, which I'm happy about. So what do I have next? I'm exhausted. I've been practicing a little bit more self-care. So I got up this morning, did meditation and workout at 5:45 this morning. And so we're getting close to 9 o'clock. So that means that I'm tired. So I probably won't get as much reading done this evening because I had to film. I had some other stuff that I had to get done. But I'm hoping in the little bit of time that I am up, I wasn't supposed to check out any other manga from the library, but mistakes were made, and that's okay. Because I said I wanted to focus on my collection, and I'm focusing on my collection, but I also wanted to check out some more manga from the library. So I do have One Piece Volume 5 from the library. I also have Lost Lad London Volume 1. I heard about this one from Brie. I'm excited to pick this one up. This seems like it's going to be a shorter read, so that may be priority. I still have Asadora by Urasawa that I need to read because I need to return it. That needs to be a priority. And then, because I'm not buying manga right now, I'm not buying any books right now because budget concerns, I have Blood on the Tracks Volume 12 that I got from the library. So I need to read this so I can be caught up before Volume 13 drops, where we get the actual story, because this is just the prelude, which, you know, that's wild. I don't know how long this series is going to be, but that's absolutely wild. But yeah, that's going to be it for right now. I just wanted to give y'all a quick update slash check-in slash whatever. Hey y'all, welcome to the final check-in of this vlog. I have done a lot of B-roll footage for this one because it's been a pretty hectic week for me. And I was gonna try to finish a couple of things before I ended this one, but it's getting closer to my bedtime because I've been going to sleep earlier and waking up at like 5:45 to work out and making sure that I'm getting at least 7.5 hours, 7.5, not 70, 7.5, 7.5 hours of sleep. So I'm pretty sure I'm still on track. Once again, I gotta do my count because I haven't reviewed everything. I haven't shared one of my slides on Instagram, but I will double check and see. Let's see, 1, 2. So I am right on track because there's one on here that I had not marked as currently reading. Actually, one of the volumes that I'm going to talk about, because I only have to update you on 2 volumes, because I believe that I did talk about Your Lie in April. If I didn't and I'm remembering wrong, I apologize. I'm so sorry. But I did read Your Lie in April volumes 1 and 2, but those are rereads for me, and I have 2 volumes that I need to talk about that are not, and 3 that I'm currently reading going into this next week's vlog. Okay, so the one that I had not talked about that I just read this weekend is Love the Answer. This is by Uta Isaki. It is I think this is just a single volume that follows a main character by the name of Chika, who is clearly asexual and does not know or does not have the words to really describe their experience. And so throughout the entirety of their schooling, they're pretty much told like, hey, you just haven't found the right guy yet. You're going to find the right one, and then you're going to fall in love and everything's going to work out. And Chika is just not feeling it. It's not working out for them. And they don't realize that they could possibly fall on the spectrum of asexuality until they graduate and they get to university, where they're able to meet a whole community of people who are on a wide spectrum of gender and sexual identities. And then they're able to communicate with other people and do some research and find that they are asexual and that there's a wide spectrum that exists when it comes to asexuality. So not only do they not have sexual urges or feel sexual attraction, they also do not feel any romance, so they are aromantic. And so trying to figure out just ways to describe themselves is just very, very fulfilling for them. I also appreciated this deep dive of a conversation into the fact that asexuality exists on a spectrum and that there is no one way to be asexual. And if, things change over time, And I think that Chika is concerned, at one point they question okay, but I'm feeling some type of attraction to this person that they saw in anime. And they were like, so am I no longer asexual? And it was pretty much explained to them no, that doesn't mean that you're not asexual. There's such a wide spectrum, and there's room to always, say okay, this is how I was feeling, but I think I'm feeling more of this way. And just knowing that your identity constantly changes over the course of your entire life. I really love the supporting cast, and the individuals that were kind of shady in the beginning definitely came full circle. There was a lot of support and love that was shared for Chika, and I did not see that coming. There was also some explanations about platonic relationships that exist, but they're not partners, between people who may identify as asexual, and I did not know the terminology for that, and so that was really, really interesting. I thought this was just really, really great storytelling. I know that a lot of people who like the book Ace by Angela Chen, or the graphic novel How to Be Ace, would really, really appreciate this book as well. I think that it was just, I randomly saw this on the shelf while I was at work just perusing, and I was like, oh, I did not know that this was an actual manga that explored being asexual in this way. And it was great, y'all. I really, really enjoyed this one. I'm gonna give this one 4 stars. And then the last one that I ended up reading to bring me to 16 was Blood on the Tracks Volume 12. So I can't say anything about this at all. The mother in this is absolutely disgusting. She is horrendous. She's despicable. And I definitely can see where Oshimi is going to take this going into volume 13. So remember, volumes 1 through 12 are just the prologue, and then 13 is where we actually begin the story. And I can kind of see where the story is going to take us. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of twists and turns, but the psychological parts of this just continue to amaze me. This is a 5-star series. Like, it just continuously is a 5-star series for me, and I won't be surprised if it continues to be that way. I am fascinated though on how long this series is going to last. Like, because if this is just an introduction, I mean, there's so many ways that Oshimi can take the story to continue it, and so I'm really, really interested in that. But yeah, quick, I mean, you know, these are always thick, but this is definitely heavy on the art more so than the dialogue, and so they're really, really quick reads, but I really did enjoy this one as well. In terms of what I'm currently reading, what I'm technically currently reading, I'm almost finished with this, which is why I was like, I can, you know, hold off until I finish this volume to do my final clip. But I'm like, no, I can just put this into next week's vlog. And that's She Loves to Cook, She Loves to Eat, which is a slice of life. I believe this is going to be Yuri, about 2 main characters. This character loves to cook food, but kind of refrains from cooking a lot of food because she doesn't eat that much. And then she has a neighbor who loves to eat a lot of food, and so they kind of have this partnership working out where she's cooking a lot, and then they, you know, she'll cook for her, and then they start sharing meals together. And now I'm in a part where it seems that they're going on their first outing, so you can see their relationship that starts off pretty much like trade-offs is becoming a little bit more, and so I'm really enjoying it. I already have volume 2 of this one checked out. Thank you to all of y'all who gave me this as a recommendation when I had asked for more food manga recommendations. This was one that a couple of y'all had mentioned, and so I'm excited that you did because it's been good. The next one that I'm currently reading that I'm really not that far into, because She Loves to Cook, She Loves to Eat, literally I probably will finish after I get finished filming this clip. But this next one is one that's a little bit more, it's not tricky. Where am I at? Oh, I'm about 100 pages into this one. 122 maybe? Yeah, about 122, which this is close to 300. So, I mean, I think I can finish this one tonight, but I need to finish it because I need to take it back to the library because someone is on hold for it. But that is Maison Ikoku by Rumiko Takahashi. I'm so tired. I'm exhausted. This is an older manga that's been collected into these Viz signature editions. I think this came out in the late 80s, if I'm not mistaken. So literally it's about this guy who is trying to pass his exams, and he lives in this shared living space with other people, and everybody is pretty much they don't encourage him to pass. They don't think he's going to do well, and it's a very difficult environment for him to be able to study in. And so he's like, forget this, I'm about to leave, I failed my exam and I have to study in order to take it again. And he's like, I'm leaving, until she comes along, and she is the new manager of this property. And so he's like instantaneously attracted to her, and he wants to stay for her. And you can see him try to like make all of these grand gestures, but he always ends up getting interrupted some way, somehow. Like every time he wants to go to make the grand gesture, something happens and it never goes the way that he plans. And so it seems as though like she's also saying like, I'm not really interested in him, but you could kind of see some beginnings possibly of an attraction developing on her side. Like I said, I'm enjoying it. Parts of this are pretty funny, but I'm only 100 pages, so I'm only about that far into it, but I am enjoying that one. And then the last one that I'm not currently reading, but what I think the one that I'm going to most likely pick up next is going to be Lost Lad London. This is by Shima Shinya, And I know that Bree has been talking about reading Lost Lad London, and so I wanted to pick this one up, and it looks like it's a fairly quick and easy read. Yen Press did this one. So in the next couple of days, in the next vlog, you probably will see me talking about these three. I am on track, like I've said before, I'm on track to finish 30 volumes in 30 days, which is exciting, but I'm also like really exhausted just from, you know, just life in general. Just, we had a very fun-filled weekend. We went to 2 open air markets this weekend, and so it was just a lot. It was a lot. We've been busy all weekend, and I haven't really had the time to sit down and read, because even for the weekend, like, I've been going to bed by like 10:30 every single night. Just really focusing on a lot of self-care, taking better care of myself. So yeah, but that's it. Let me know what y'all ended up reading this week and how you're doing with the 30 and 30 challenge. As always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content from me, click the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, and I'll be back with another video soon.